my second ever YouTube video. Today is going to be about bands and the bands that formed me and some of my favourite bands, and hopefully if you're into those bands as well, you'll let me know, and yeah, well, let's go on with the video. So, hi, yeah, I'm James, second YouTube video ever. First YouTube video was last night, so yeah, hopefully I will keep the speed of these YouTube videos as fast as this. Today's going to be about the bands that formed me and the bands that I love to listen to, and the bands that I can listen to on a daily basis, because I'm sure, unlike a lot of people out there, I can't really function without music. I listen to music a lot, so yeah. And it is very, 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 very warm in this room, so do bear with me. Like and drinking horns, I suggest you get them, they're great. Anyway, so the band that I was just playing when I did my intro was the Sex Pistols. They're I think one of the most iconic punk bands there is. If you mention UK punk or London punk, then someone will suggest and say the name of the Sex Pistols, because they're one of the most iconic bands there is. Also with their merchandise, as I am wearing, because I kind of live out this top, to be perfectly honest. It started out as a t-shirt, it's now a vest. It's got many different sorts of holes in, the largest being on my shoulder, so that's always fun and that's always interesting. And also the Sex Pistols poster that's behind me. I mean, other than the Sex Pistols, I am also massively into punk rock. So you've got the Ramones, then you've got the Damned, the Cure, the Jam. They're not technically punk, but they were born out of punk, and there is stories of the bands that were performing on the same set lists and the same concerts as the Jam taking the mick out of the Jam because they tuned the instruments, whereas a lot of punk bands didn't tune the instruments, or didn't know how to tune the instruments. So that's always interesting. Then moving on from punk, you've got a whole wider range of rock, metal, then into black metal, thrash metal, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of good bands out there that all kind of come under the title of rock and metal. So another one of my favourite bands that I listen to, especially at the moment, I've listened to them quite a lot in the past few months. So, Five Finger Death Punch. They're a very good staging band in my opinion, and their shows, I would love to go and see their shows live, because the footage of them on YouTube and the footage of their live concerts is to be perfectly honest, is kind of, you're lost for words. It's extremely good. Their music videos are well put together, and do excuse me. Yeah, the YouTube videos are very well put together, and just the band in general works very well. And especially if you're annoyed, or you just want to have a good kind of session of getting your anger out, or kind of if you've got an exam, or if you're stressed out about something, I usually just put on Five Finger Death Punch, because it's loud, it takes your mind off it, you can dance around the room like a complete and utter idiot shouting the lyrics, because that's pretty much what I do. And I don't really care, because it gets your anger out and it's fun, and life kind of has to be about having fun, so it's always good to have that. Then another band that I'm big on at the moment especially is, these are going off metal completely into another genre. I've been listening to quite a bit of 21 Pilots, so judge as you will. They are a good band, and I kind of have been listening to them, especially in the evening to relax, because they're not too loud and not too big, especially if you've been listening to metal all day. It is kind of nice to have something a bit less, more chilled out to listen to in the evening, put it that way. So yeah, I suggest that you definitely give them a listen to, because they are a very good band. Five Finger Death Punch I also suggest you listen to, because again, very, very good band. I'm struggling to remember bands. You know when you can basically, when you're asked what band you like and your mind just goes complete and utter, it goes blank and you cannot string a sentence together because you completely forget the bands that you actually like. Yeah, that's happening to me right now. So, you know, I'm just gonna try and power through it because, yay, YouTube. Right. What the hell am I doing? Mayhem. Mayhem are another very, very good band. And I used to listen to Mayhem a lot, especially the older Mayhem, when they had Dead, because that was... Dead was a character, he seriously was, and he was a very interesting person at the same time. And the way that the spin that he put onto all of his music and the music that Mayhem produced, it was, in my opinion, it was different, and it was, again, it was shocking. Especially, it was shocking because they were one of the first kind of true black metal bands to come out. So it was shocking, but at the same time, it was very inventive, and Dead didn't hide who he was on stage, which I find, which I really appreciate and I really like, because bands that are kind of reserved on stage and just kind of do it for the money and do it for the fame and stuff like that aren't two in my good books at the moment, because music to me is about passion, and it's about, well, the music that I listen to especially is about passion, it's about aggression, it's about being loud, it's about saying something that you want to say, it's about getting your point across, and it is about especially getting your anger out and just projecting, because if you do that, you do feel a hell of a lot better afterwards, because you feel like you've achieved something, you feel like you've got your point across. And a lot of punk bands especially, they do that very well. They do get the point across, because if bands don't really have a point to them, or a point that they want to get across, then as good as they are, their music's not going to mean anything. The lyrics in their songs aren't going to mean much, and yeah, it's great to have really catchy lyrics that everyone knows and everyone can sing along to, but just random words put together that sound good, just generic words, they're really bland and really boring. And when I hear stuff like that, then I don't dislike it, it's just not for me, and I just don't really have much of an opinion on it, because it's just nothing that I'm really interested into. But music that's got a point, that's loud, that's aggressive, that makes everyone, pretty much gets everyone on their feet, gets everyone into a mosh pit, gets everyone into a wall of death, gets everyone into a circle pit. If you come out of a concert like battered and bruised, covered in other people's sweat, your hair a mess, not being able to hear properly, then you've had a good gig, in my opinion. You know that you've had a good concert. So it's all good. Right, I'm going to bring it back to the point. Bands. Now, I'm going to bring back a bit of news, really, because a lot of you will have known about David Bowie dying and Lemmy from Motorhead dying. And that is a massive shock and a massive hit to the music industry, everyone that's a fan of their band, everyone that has been a fan of them, because they are two truly unique people that the world now has lost, and the people that listen to that sort of music have lost. David Bowie is an icon. His fashion, his music, his films, they are truly iconic films, and that is also again what makes Britain having iconic people such as David Bowie and such as Lemmy, because in my opinion bands have shaped the UK and have shaped Britain as a whole, because a lot of people haven't heard much of, don't know anything or much about Britain. But if you mention bands from Britain, they can know a lot about it, and they'll know exactly who you mean. They'll know exactly where from Britain they come from, and they will know a lot about them because they are truly iconic, and they are, in my opinion, what makes Britain Britain. Because so many good bands have come out of England and have come out of the UK, or if you want to call it, have come out of basically Britain. And that's what annoys me about the X Factor. And that's what annoys me, not so much about Britain's Got Talent, but more of the X Factor, because they're more corporate produced. Oh, look at me, I'm going to be a superstar. They're a superstar for a few months, but then they just fade off and no one really hears about them much anymore. But to have the X Factor now, after we've produced so many iconic bands, so many brilliant bands, it doesn't seem to add up to me, because Britain as a nation can produce terrific music, and I know that it still can, because I know a lot of people that are in bands and just starting out in bands, and they're what make Britain in my opinion, because of the music. So that is my opinion pretty much. That has been, if you followed that, terrific. If not, hopefully you've understood some points. But yeah, this was meant to be about bands, and I know I've suggested or talked about many bands. I've kind of gone more into talking about music and why I think Britain is kind of Britain because of music. So yeah, if you've enjoyed that, great. This has been a very... If I get stuck on one tangent, I will go off on that tangent, and I need something to circle me back, turn me around, bring me back to the main point, to power on through that main point. And that has not happened this video. Hopefully next video, yay, it will. But if you've liked this, then please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, share, do what you want. If you've got any bands that you think I might like, then please suggest them, because I love listening to new bands, finding new bands, and then talking about those bands to people that haven't heard about them, and just spreading their name around. So yeah, if you liked it, subscribe, great. If you've got any suggestions of videos that I could do, and I kind of need suggestions, please just let me know. So have a fun time, have a great day, night, evening, whatever this is, just have fun, and see you in a bit.